Hey, I hope you're doing well. Just a quick message for you today that at first is going to kind of sound like it's about me, but it's not. I'm just going to kind of make a point and illustrate something, and it's really about you. And I want to make sure to send a message loud and clear to all of you who watch these types of messages. So this past week, I spent a bunch of time with a freelance writer who's writing an article about me for Milwaukee Magazine related to the book and just kind of the coaching that I do and the unique way that I teach people over the internet and in person and all that sort of thing. And it was funny spending time with her. She had consumed my content and used my online resources before, and so she was kind of already a fan of what I do and how I do it. And throughout the 2 days of time that we spent together, a little bit of time on the courts and then a little bit of time just kind of sitting down and talking, it felt to me over and over like I was being really negative or pessimistic in answering her questions. And it got to the point where I was almost kind of feeling bad about it. Like I didn't want to be like a downer about everything. But as she kind of poked and prodded and tried to uncover things and ask questions about what I do and how I do it and the outside kind of interest level, I kept feeling like I was being kind of pessimistic. Just random examples, like the club that I've been teaching lessons at now for a little while and filming videos. Nobody's interested in what I do, even though what I do is really weird and different. I mean, if you look at the court where I'm working, there's a camera person, there's a bunch of tripods, there's a big TV screen. We're looking at stuff, we're writing, drawing stuff on the big TV monitor. I'm standing on the same side of the court as the student all the time, standing there with an iPad. We're looking at stuff every minute, 2 minutes. Nothing, you've never seen a tennis court run like what my court looks like. So you'd think, like, being in the middle of a commercial building, there'd be a lot of inbound curiosity and like people asking me, like, what are you doing? How do you do it? Maybe coaches asking, how do you do that? Is it possible you can show me so I can provide more value and maybe charge more money and improve my career, so on and so forth. And there were a lot of examples, like conferences. Like, I've never been asked to speak at like a normal, tennis conference. You would think maybe somebody who organizes a whole conference about tennis learning and improvement would be interested, but there isn't any inbound interest. And that's just kind of like, again, this isn't about me. It's going to come around to you. This is a phenomenon that I'm really used to, is because it's been years and years of just kind of being in my own little space and putting things out and then seeing who is interested. But the people who are interested fit a very particular description. And this is where it kind of comes around to all of you who watch and learn from and hopefully appreciate the things that I publish. It takes a very particular, very specific type of person who's not intimidated by leaving their comfort zone, who is not afraid to take one step back to eventually take two steps forwards, who's not afraid to know the truth, like the things that are kind of like in the shadows and kind of lurking, beneath the surface. Because these are the things that I'm passionate about, helping people discover and realize, and the type of journey that I'm trying to help people make. I've never created like resources or content that make it seem easy, or is like focused on some kind of surface level thing that'll revolutionize your game overnight. At the end of the day, I'm all about doing the work and the real kind of truth of the reality of what's happening and how much work it's going to take. Like, those are the things I've always kind of focused on. And so it takes a very special person. It takes a very special tennis player or coach. Like, for a coach to be interested in doing what I do the way I do it, like they realize, I think, it kind of automatically or intuitively, that this isn't for most of the people that I teach. Like, most of the people that, speaking as like a normal tennis coach now, most of the people that a normal tennis coach teaches don't want to slow down and do shadow swings and change bad habits and change their grips. All tennis players are reflexively going to say, "Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I want to get better." But oh, doing this type of thing for over a decade now, um, and again, like it's hard for me to not feel like I'm sounding really negative or pessimistic. I know that everybody says they want to get better, and everybody says, "Yeah, oh, just tell me the truth." And but the reality is, most people can't stomach it, and will either like on the surface they'll say yes, but then a couple days later they're just going to go back to what they always do, or they're just going to shy away from it completely. And as soon as the iPad gets held up, they're like, no, 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 like please, like I don't want to, I don't want to see. Like I'm happy with the way I'm doing things. So over the years, like the kind of the theme that I felt kind of bad about repeating over and over again to this writer was, it's always been uphill for me. And so, from my perspective, I just want you to know, if you're still watching this, that I have like an extreme appreciation and amount of gratitude for anybody who's been following me at all, but for sure over like a longer period of time, and continues to come back, continues to hear about the hard parts, continues to hear about the struggles and like the obstacles, and continues to hear things that are not sugar coated and are not like spoon fed, but like here's the real truth. Those of you who have been around for years and continue to support me and continue to click on videos and use my resources, I just want you to know that like you're really unique among tennis players. You really, really, really are. It's easy to assume that, oh, well, everybody wants to get better, and so everybody wants to know what they need to do to break through in X, Y, or Z. But it really does. It really does take a special person. So if you've been following me and consuming my stuff, like you're very special to me, but also know that you're very special within the group of like tennis fans, right? You don't follow me for the entertainment or for the like sex appeal of the content or the coaching or anything else. Like it's all about substance, and the fact that you continue to support me anyway and keep coming back really means a lot to me. So pat yourself on the back that you're willing to take on those hard obstacles, those hard projects, like that, the more difficult, deeper, more substantive road. Give yourself for real, like give yourself a pat on the back for being in that group of people, and also just hopefully hear loud and clear that I'm super grateful for you, and just thank you for being one of those people and for continuing to come back and support what we're doing at Essential Tennis. Oh, I thought I accidentally pushed that, but I didn't. So that's all for today. Hopefully that all makes sense. Thank you. I really appreciate you very, very much. And I'm curious to see what that article turns out like. I'll let you know when it's out if you're interested. Thanks. Take care. Talk to you again soon.